We go to a gas station, we walk about a mile to the gas station, and I steal a box of macaroni and cheese. So we get back to this house, and I'm expected to cook for him, right? Okay, I don't know how to cook. This was my first experience in the real world outside of my mother's care. Because a lot of people, I assume that they know most, but I don't think they realize how dependent I was on her. She cooked, cleaned, did everything. Ben was watching TV. That's the most I would do. And so to do things like cook and even keep up my own hygiene was something new to me.
Gypsy, in many ways, is an infant. Gypsy was basically, married to her mother. It was extremely dysfunctional and toxic and just overwhelmingly smothering. And I think their relationship is going to pose challenges to her ability to have intimacy and independence.
I thought Nick was this stable person that has his life together and he's going to take care of me and everything's just going to be fine. This is not what I expected at all.
When I heard about what happened with Dee Dee, a friend called me to let me know what she had heard, that Gypsy was missing. And she and I came up to the house and we waited out there until we found out what happened. So that was our concern after that, was what happened to Gypsy.
My niece called me up the morning that it all came out on the news, and she was crying. She was bawling. All she knew was that Dee Dee was dead and that she had been murdered, and that Gypsy Rose was missing, and no one knew who took her.
Well, whenever the cops had found Dee Dee's body, I'm like, oh man, what happened? Who did Dee Dee piss off that got her killed? And where is Gypsy? Because she's nowhere to be found. So did they kidnap Gypsy? What's going on? Maybe Gypsy was taken sex trafficker or something like that, you know? You don't know. You don't know.
I have prepared for my hearing for as many years as I've been in prison. Every choice that I have made, whether it be good or bad, leads up to this moment. I think if I had to spend my full 10 years within this facility, I'm not gonna lie, I would be heartbroken.
I wrote my letter to the parole board to support Gypsy. I think Gypsy truly is sorry for everything that she went through and wishes she knew a better way to get out.
You would have been proud of your baby girl.
What about you? How'd you do? They asked you some questions?
Yeah, they asked me some questions. I told the parole board, I said, look, I don't condone what Gypsy did. Not at all. I understand why she did it. Gypsy sat in that chair, put her hands on the table, straight up, and talked from the heart. When they asked her, how do you feel, about your sentencing, she said, it's not a 10-year sentence. I have to live with this for the rest of my life.
Hey, Gypsy. How did it go?
I was expecting it to be far more uptight and nerve-wracking. Because I was expecting them to ask me to walk them through the crime itself. And they just asked me about life living with my mother. And I got to explain to them a little bit of what I went through with my mother.
Do you feel optimistic that they're going to release you?
Based on how well it went, I feel very optimistic.
Gypsy is always going to struggle with certain things, but she is growing into a beautiful woman that could own up to her stuff when she needs to. I'm very proud of her.
Gypsy was backed up into a corner, and she tried to get out, but she couldn't. I want to see her get out and live a life that she deserves.
Phone rings, and I see it's Gypsy, and she's like, "Mom, guess what?" I'm like, "What?"
I got my answer today. It's really good news. I am leaving prison and going home on my earliest out date of December 28th, 2023.
I was jumping up and down and all excited.
We just kept our fingers crossed. We were confident, but still nervous. We were really happy.
I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm emotional. It just doesn't seem real.
She was imprisoned for so long by her mom, and now that devil's not standing above her, watching every move that she made, she's completely free.
I'm happy for her. I wish I could have done something for her so that she wouldn't have spent all this time in prison, but she can certainly go forward, and she will be a better person.
Having the people that I love support me all these years, it means a lot to me.
Gypsy is not biologically my daughter, but she's mine, you know, in every sense of the way. I treat her the same way I treat Dylan and Mia. If she does something wrong or whatever, I call her out on it too, you know, because I don't want to treat her fragile or any different. I want to treat her just like I treat them, which is the fair thing to do. I mean, I'm very blunt with her. Before having a discussion or something, I'll tell her, look, what I'm about to say might hurt your feelings, but, and, you know, and then I say what I have to say, and you know, she understands, she gets it. You know, she started calling me mom. I want to say it was about 6 months in. I took baby steps with her. I never pressured her and asked her, you know, what happened? Tell me this, tell me this. I just figured when she's ready to tell me things, you know, she'll tell me. And there's things that still we don't know, that she wants to wait to tell us when, you know, she gets home. And I can understand that. You know, I respect that. We have a strong bond now. I will never forget our first conversation. She was very fragile and not wanting to, you know, share too much. And of course, all her life, she grew up, lying's okay. Lying's okay. So we broke her, you know, slowly broke her out of that. I mean, she's still, you know, just like every other child in this world, you have to be responsible. You have to be, you know, honest. Because Dylan and Mia tell me everything. Sometimes they give me too much information, but they tell me everything. And that's the kind of relationship Gypsy and I have. I always told her, you know, you could tell me anything. I will not judge you. You're a human, and I love you.